Hi, friends. Well, today I want to share a story with you about how gratitude actually changed my brain. Hey, friends, it's Kathy Weens here from Kathy Weens Coaching. Thank you so much for joining me. This is your first time here on my channel. Welcome, and if you've watched videos before, welcome back. I'm a trauma recovery and women's empowerment coach. I'm also a licensed professional counselor, author, and educator. I love to help women in the second half of life move beyond past traumas and difficulties and find their purpose and passion. If not now, when? When are we going to do it? So one of the things that I love to talk about in helping women find their passion and purpose and overcome traumas is gratitude. It's so important. So here's the story, my personal story about how gratitude actually changed my brain. So this happened a few years ago, and let me say too, I've been married to my husband for almost 40 years, so we've been together a long time. This was a few years ago, and I was really angry at him. You know, that happens sometimes. Even in good relationships, we get really angry at our partners, and I was really angry at him. And I thought, I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to write out all the things that I'm angry about, all these things that he did and that he does that just really tick me off. But I paused. Luckily, I paused. And I thought, well, he is my husband. And we've been together for a long time. We've been through a lot of things. So maybe what I'll do to honor those things, to honor our marriage, to honor our relationship, is first I'll write down the things that I appreciate about him. So I started doing that, and I was pretty mad, so those things didn't come easily at first. But I kept going, and I kept writing, and it got easier to think about and to remember those good things that I really appreciated about him. And I kept going. I had a pretty long list, and when I stopped, I'll tell you. So my first plan was I was going to write the good list, and then I was going to get the bad list out, and I was going to write down all those things I was angry. But after I got done with that first good list, I could not remember what I was mad about. Honestly, it had changed in my brain. I just couldn't remember what it was. I tried to remember, and I just couldn't. So the gratitude, the appreciation, writing that down, changed my brain. It changed what I saw. And it just showed me how important gratitude is. And as I was thinking about doing this video, I thought, well, I want to research that. Why is that? What happened in my brain? So let me share with you those things that I found about how gratitude actually changes our brain. So gratitude has a powerful impact on the brain, influencing both its structure and its functioning. And it does this in ways that promote emotional well-being and resilience. So now I'm going to share with you a few of the ways that it does this. How does it do it? Here's some ways. Okay, so first, gratitude changes our brain because it activates the reward pathways. So gratitude stimulates the brain's reward pathways, which are involved in feelings of pleasure and reward. So when you practice gratitude, those regions of your brain are more active and they reinforce positive feelings and emotional satisfaction. So that's one way that gratitude changes your brain. Another way is that it enhances positive emotions. So regularly expressing gratitude can strengthen the brain's regions that are responsible for emotional processing. And it helps the brain focus on positive events and emotions, reducing the brain's tendency to dwell on those negative things or those threats. And this is especially important in countering the stress and anxiety in our everyday life. All right, so another way that gratitude changes our brain is that it increases dopamine and serotonin. So gratitude can boost the production of dopamine, which is the feel-good neurotransmitter, and serotonin, which helps us to regulate mood. So these chemicals play a crucial role in mood regulation, making you feel happier and more content. So over time, this can lead to more consistent feelings of happiness and satisfaction. Another way that gratitude changes our brain is that it strengthens our neuroconnections. So engaging in gratitude exercises like keeping a journal, a gratitude journal, this can strengthen those neural pathways related to positive thinking. And research shows that consistent gratitude practice can lead to changes in the brain's prefrontal cortex, and that's the part of our brain that's associated with higher order functioning, like decision making and long-term planning. And this means that practicing gratitude can make it easier to think positively and to approach challenges with a more optimistic mindset. And another way that gratitude changes our brain is that it reduces stress and anxiety. So by focusing on things that you are grateful for, you can shift your brain's focus away from all of those negative thoughts, that negative voice in our brain, negative thoughts and experiences, and that can help to reduce the stress in your body overall. Another way that gratitude changes our brain is that it promotes social connections. And connections are so important for our emotional and for our physical health. So gratitude strengthens the social brain, and it enhances feelings of empathy, and this improves our relationships, our interactions, and our relationships with other people. Now, this part of the brain is involved with understanding others' perspectives, and this helps us to form social bonds. And they become more active. Those social bonds become more activated when we are grateful. And this can lead to better communication, which can increase trust and just a greater sense of connection with others. And gratitude can change our brain because it promotes neuroplasticity. And there's been a lot of talk about that. And that's so important to know that no matter what age we are, our brain can change. So a gratitude practice can increase our brain's neuroplasticity. And this is the ability to form new neural connections. And this makes it easier for people to shift from a negative thought process or negative thought patterns to positive ones. And this enhances our mental flexibility and our emotional regulation. And then finally, gratitude changes our brain in the long term. So it has a long-term effect. Over time, a consistent gratitude practice can lead to enduring changes in our brain. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude have more gray matter in areas related to emotional regulation, self-awareness, and empathy. And so those little gray cells, that's what we want to increase in our brain. And this means that we may be more resilient and more adaptable, more flexible in our thinking process, and we might have a more positive mindset over the long term. Okay, so I hope that helps you see how gratitude can have a really powerful impact on the brain. I want to get back to that first story that I shared with you. So when I was so angry, so frustrated with my husband, what was really happening in my brain, not really consciously probably, but my brain was seeing him as a threat, was seeing all of these different things as a threat. And so what happens in our brain when we perceive a threat? Well, our fight, flight, freeze, those survival instincts kick in. And that raises our sympathetic nervous system. You know, all of this is regulated in our nervous system. And so, as I've said many times in other videos, when our sympathetic nervous system is raised, that activates us. That's the fight, flight, freeze part of the brain, and we get activated because we feel like there's a threat. And what we need to do, what we want to do to calm ourselves down, is to engage the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's what we've been talking about today. That is what gratitude does. It engages that parasympathetic nervous system, and it helps regulate us so that we can have more emotional regulation and just calm our brain down. So I hope this video was helpful for you today to understand how gratitude is so important and how it can help us in many ways, how it can actually change our brain. And if you would like to work more with gratitude, I have a 30-day gratitude challenge. Right now it is in November of 2024, and I'm doing it for the month of November, but I will keep it up on my website. It's a free challenge. I might have it as a paid challenge at some point in the future, but right now it's free. And I will put a link in the description to that challenge. So just go to my website and sign up for that. You'll get 30 days of gratitude challenges. After the 30 days, I'm going to put it together in an ebook, and you can get that. Anyway, you'll be able to get all of the 30-day prompts for the gratitude challenge. So check it out. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful for you today in how you are navigating your journey in life and how you are caring for yourself and your emotions. All right. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.